so I sit here thinking about something on the way that I got made. It's a St. Peter's cross pendant, and that is actually, from what I read, a Catholic cross, and that is, it must be a real story. And the person who died in 2024, where he had come to mind over 3 years 7 months before his name was Peter, and I think about him every day. I feel grief, um, and that includes some anger that I was not able to prevent his death. All right, so, but I was looking for a St. Peter pendant because I thought, if I have something close to my body and that I can, you know, I do this a lot when I'm wearing things, then maybe that could help. Well, I saw there's the St. Peter's cross, and I thought that might be perfect. And so, I mean, hopefully it gets here. Sometimes things get lost in the mail, but I don't think it will. But I have a couple of pendants made by the same person, and I got a St. Peter's cross. It's engraved with the St. Peter's cross on one side. On the other side, it says Peter, and then the year he was born, the year he died, and in my heart. And yeah, he is in my heart. And I think there might be people, I know there are people who understand that, I also think there are likely are persons that don't. And, well, do I care? No. And am I going to let myself care when people see that cross and I'm wearing it and think, wow, what is she? That's a scary woman, things like that. Well, I actually do try to be careful, when I go out, what I wear, because I don't want to cause harm to anyone. And I am that prohibited from existing. I think I can put it that way. My existence is so unwanted, and it must be so taboo, if I want to use that word in some way. Whether it's in this generation or in previous generations. That I walk around constantly on eggshells. That is since moving to Georgia. That's not the way it was in Tennessee. How was it in Tennessee? Well, I knew some limits. I knew when it was not a good idea to get out. It's not. Is anywhere completely safe? I mean, what did I experience there? I have talked about it, and I am going to remind myself that despite there being agencies that do harm and that have done harm, that not everyone in those agencies is harmful, and that, yeah, that persons that were doing harm towards us in healthcare, and am going to be censored or likely not being ignored. I could put it that way. All right, so so yeah, St. Peter's Cross, kind of serious. I kind of think when someone wears the St. Peter's Cross, it's because that person has to set limits. That person has to set limits with being encroached on. And I am sometimes. And my dog needs to be safe and healthy. I need to be safe and healthy. So yeah, but what happened? Someone died. He has a daughter. She is in her 20s. She lost her father at a young age. I really, I think, I believe that could have been prevented. I really believe that could have been prevented. And let's work on that, you guys. And by working on that, I mean, let's prevent these things. I'm going to say, when you have cautioned someone, when you have done everything you can, don't know. I don't know what to say beyond that. I don't like to give. Y'all know I don't like to give up. So, um, I don't like to give up on people, but sometimes, I mean, humans by and large seem to have given up on me. That my life doesn't matter, and well, yeah, it does. My life matters, and so anyway, what am I? A scrappy ass bitch. A scrappy ass bitch. Hopefully with St. Peter's Cross sometime this week. And, have something ready to put it on there. And, yeah, getting in that mood. What got me talking about it was thinking, should I feel bad about that? That's kind of, well, sacrilegious comes to mind. I'm not sure why that is. But some people think that's bad. All right. Well, it is. If when I think about Peter dying, it's like, it's horrifying. And when you think about that story, yeah, it's horrifying. All right. Horrifying. Okay, so when you think about where that cross comes from, well, what got me, you know, thinking, yeah, don't doubt yourself because you need something to hold on to sometimes. When I'm thinking about clients who are being harmed. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, do I ever expect to be taken seriously? I probably shouldn't. Does it matter? Well, my life matters, and I'm gonna continue to say that. And you know, uh, so did Peter's. Peter's life mattered, and he was a much better person than plenty of people that haven't kicked it. How about that? And and I could mention. I know I don't need to say these things again. Things that are done, I could say 5 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever days a person is dispensing poisons to people, making money. Well, Peter was a good person, and now I'm gonna have a St. Peter's cross, and yeah, and maybe it's just the start. Maybe once I get that one, I will want more of them, and I can be a jewelry junkie, and yeah. Well, we'll see. Just thought I'd talk about that. Yeah, peace out, y'all.